Say, hey, Yellow Jacket football fans, welcome to Locker Room Predictions. It is going to be a spectacular week of picking picks here. We hope you do have a good time doing it also. It is being brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club. Coach Luke could not make it with us. We had a little delay getting started because it is a busy day at the Calhoun school system, taking care of all the kids and making sure that Coach Clay and Coach Luke, particularly Coach Clay, gets involved with his children as they're celebrating Halloween. As I said, Coach Luke not with us, but joining us, as usual, is the head football coach at Calhoun High School, Coach Clay Stevenson. Coach Clay, how did the Halloween celebration go?
It went great. I got voluntold to they wrapped me up like a mummy in toilet paper. So it was great seeing all the kids in their costumes. I don't pity their teachers today. So
Yeah, they're going to have a busy day. I've seen a lot of high school kids walking around in inflated outfits like dragons, etc. So I mean, it is a different day here at school, but that's okay. Yeah, we're here to have fun as well as to learn. As I said, Coach Luke will not be able to join us because of our late start here to the picks. But we will get started by reviewing last week. And Coach Clay, you got 17 out of 18 correct. That's 94%, big guy.
Nice. Just missed one. Awesome.
Missed one. That's unbelievable. Luke had 15 correct. I had 16 correct for the season. Coach Clay and I are tied atop the poll here at 125 out of 168. And 3 behind is Luke. And Coach Clay is grinning.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at last week, see which one I missed. So ready to get this week started.
Yeah, 17 out of 18 is fantastic. So, well done. All right, let's get started with this week's picks. It is the day, our game's going to be the day after Halloween. We start off with the Yellow Jackets at Lafayette, our last regular season game of the year, and it comes after clinching first place. Once again, congratulations for being a region champion again.
Yeah, thank you. Very proud of them. Looking forward to getting back up to Lafayette. Hadn't been there in many years. They've obviously got new facilities. They've got a new turf field and a new field house. So ready to get over there and see what's new.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been there, which was probably the last time you were there too. It's been a long time. I'm anxious to see the facilities also. Their athletic director said, yes, you're going to be in the press box, so this is good. I'm going to go, Coach Luke goes with the Yellow Jackets, and I'm going to pick the Yellow Jackets too. Lafayette comes in with not a sterling record, so this is a kind of a good game to have as we finish up the regular season. And don't forget, folks, we will not be back on the air with a live broadcast for 2 weeks because we'll have a bye week next week, and then we start the playoffs.
That's right. Looking forward to getting a little rest for the playoffs.
Our next pick is Gordon Central travels up to Dade County. Gordon Central comes in with a 4-5 overall record, 2-4 in the region. Dade County is 2-4 in the region. They're 3-6. Coach Luke thinks that Dade County is going to get this home victory. I'm going to go with my heart and pick Gordon Central. I want them to finish 5-5 on the season.
Yeah, it'd be great. That was the other place that we used to go to a lot, Dade County. Hadn't been there in a while, but always enjoyed after the game. I felt like it was always the last game of the year, and they had funnel cakes cooking all game, and getting to get up there and after the game they'd stay open and we'd get some funnel cake. So hopefully Gordon Central could do the same thing.
I always wondered what the bus looked like afterwards.
Yeah, little chalky.
Yeah, I remember you guys always doing that up there, and it was the Dade County people. It was very, very nice of them. So I'm going to pick, our next pick is Adairsville is at Heritage Ringgold. This is a bounce-back game for Heritage Ringgold. It's also a bounce-back game for Adairsville.
This is a huge game, playoff implications.
Yes.
And we've talked about a bunch as coaches just trying to figure out who would win. If Adairsville and Gilmer both win, that bumps Heritage down to 5, which will be outside of the playoffs. So they'd have to hope for an at-large bid. So in those, Gilmer's got Ridgeland, and Adairsville obviously plays Heritage. So should be a great game. I think Adairsville gets the win. They got to go to Heritage. A lot on the line for Heritage, though, so it wouldn't surprise me if they won.
Yes, Luke picks Heritage Ringgold, but I'm going to go with Adairsville. I think the Tigers are are going to get the job done, even though they do have to go to Heritage Ringgold. Next up, and I'm going to have to circle this one as I talk, Valdosta at Lowndes, and this is a big game. Two neighboring schools, and this has a huge rivalry.
The Wintersville Classic, as they call it. I think the home team, I think the Lowndes Viking gets the win.
Lowndes comes in as a 12-point favorite. They're 8-1, number 8 in the composite rankings. Luke is going to pick Lowndes, and I'm going to go with Lowndes also. I just think they're going to get the job done. Next up on the selection chart is Carrollton at Douglas County. This is another big matchup. Carrollton is number 1 in 6A. They're 9-0. Douglas County is 8-1, and they are number 4 in 6A. Carrollton has a 7-point edge, according to the Georgia High School Football Daily. Luke picks Carrollton. What do you want to pick?
Yeah, a lot of great athletes on the field in that one, but I think Carrollton has a little bit too much firepower.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Carrollton also. Next up is Mill Creek versus Buford. I love the text message I got from Luke. It was boo, but he picked Buford to win.
Yeah, I think Mill Creek got him last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think Buford's too good to lose. I think the Wolves get the job done.
Yeah, I think the Wolves are going to get the job done too. Both teams are ranked in the top 10. Buford number 2, Mill Creek number 8. Next up is Milton versus Roswell, and Milton might be the best high school team in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, I think Milton rolls here, and the Roswell got a big win last week. I think Milton gets the win here.
Luke picks Milton, and I'm going to go along with Milton also. At our last high school pick, just two schools that we're quite familiar with, Blessed Trinity versus Cambridge. Blessed Trinity comes in with a high ranking. They're number 3 in 4A. Cambridge is not ranked even in the composite rankings, and they're 8-1.
Yeah, the rankings mean 0.
Yes.
Cambridge got beat by Kell last week. I think that hurt them. This was dubbed to be the region championship. This game, I think now, I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but I think Blessed Trinity maybe get the win. I know they've been playing real solid. So, but Cambridge has a chance to win because that quarterback's so impressive. I think Blessed Trinity gets it.
I think Blessed Trinity gets a win too. Luke picks them, but I'm like you. I think it's going to be a tight game, and when you're playing for a region championship, who knows what's going to happen. We're going to move along to the NCAA picks. We had thought about doing some point spreads on our picks also, but Luke's not here, so I don't want to speak for him. So we're just going to take it normal, and maybe we'll break out the point spreads next week when we cover some games. Our first up on the NCAA bracket is Oregon at Michigan.
I think Oregon goes on the road and gets the win, although it wouldn't surprise me if Michigan got the upset. I think Oregon's going to be too strong.
Luke picks Oregon, and I'm like you. Michigan is going to try to have 40 minutes of possession and keep the ball out of Oregon's hands, but I don't think they can do that. I think the Ducks get the win. All right, the largest cocktail party in the world, UGA taking on the Gators in Florida.
I think Georgia gets the win, but Florida, a lot of people wrote them off early, but they just keep finding ways to scratch out some wins. But I think Georgia gets the win here.
Yeah, I think Georgia gets a win. Luke goes along with Georgia. A lot of talk on the airwaves about how Coach Napier has saved this season. What are they going to do? Are they going to keep him, or are they going to go and move in a different direction, get a different coach? That having been said, I'll enjoy watching the game. Next up is Penn State hosting Ohio State. This is not a whiteout night. When you usually do whiteout nights when it's an evening game. Penn State fans, this is a noon kickoff on Fox. This is going to be an interesting game.
It is. Ohio State's time to put up or shut up, I guess. And I think they rally and get the win. I'm not sold on Penn State just yet. I know it'll be tough to go on the road, but it's a game that the Buckeyes have to have and to get the goals for their season. So I think they get the win.
Luke picks the Buckeyes, and I'm going to pick the Buckeyes too, of course. I need to keep my darling bride happy at home. The thing that these have tended to be tight games, and I have just a smidge more faith in Coach Ryan Day making the right call as opposed to the Penn State coach. Miami versus Duke.
Miami gets the win. I think they keep rolling. We actually put up their schedule the other day. They should run the table. So
they should.
They should have a pretty good path as long as they stay healthy and Cam Moore keeps playing well.
Luke and I are both going to pick Miami. We think the Canes will get this victory. Next up is the Vols versus Kentucky, and the Vols better be careful because Kentucky played Georgia so well, and they played a couple other games very well, but the last 2 weeks they haven't been quite as sharp. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a 7:30 night game at Tennessee. I don't see them losing this game, even though Kentucky may keep it close. I think Tennessee gets the win.
Luke picks Tennessee, and I'm going to go along also and pick Tennessee. Next up is Texas A&M at South Carolina, and Texas A&M, since that early season loss, has really turned it on.
They have. I'm not buying them quite yet. I just don't know if South Carolina has enough firepower at home to get the win. I want to take them. I need a coin to flip, but I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm going with the home team, South Carolina.
Luke picked South Carolina also, and I'm going to go against you guys, and I'm going to pick Texas A&M. I think they've just – I'm like you. I just don't think South Carolina's got enough firepower to stay with them, but we'll see. Clemson takes on Louisville. This game worries me because Louisville is dangerous, and Clemson has just played so well for the past 5, 6, 7 weeks, and this is not the time to have a down game.
Yeah, that's right. Do they keep rolling and outscore them or let Louisville knock them off? I think Clemson's just too strong then to get the win at home.
Luke picks the Tigers. I'm going to go along with Clemson also. Pitt at SMU, and this is for the conference lead in that conference.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm going to go with Pitt because I like their uniforms.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Luke picked Pitt also. I picked Pitt. Just got a fantastic start to the season, and I do love that blue and yellow uniform.
That was what my dad coached at Upson County, and that was their
colors?
Their colors, exactly.
I'll be doggone. Army versus Air Force. This is game number 2 in the Cup Commanders race. This Army team's pretty good. Air Force is suffering.
Yeah, I think Army gets the win. Hope Quinn has a good game at Air Force.
Yes.
But I think Army with Kendrick Kirby and Cody Worley up there, I think they get the win.
Yeah, I'm going to go along with Army also, and Luke picks Army as well. Our last college pick is Auburn versus Vandy. And, wow, a lot of people forget that Vandy had a very good victory the very first game of this season. Vandy is not a surprise to the guys in that locker room.
Yeah, they're not surprised, but after they beat Alabama, they lost 3 straight to 3 ranked teams. So there are no moral victories. You know, they're still losing. They beat Alabama, but this is a must-win game, I feel like, for Auburn to somewhat salvage the season, so I think they get the win.
Yes, Coach Freeze is on a little bit of a hot seat. Luke picks Auburn. I'm going to pick Auburn, although I think my heart's going to ride with Vandy. That does it for our college picks, and we're going to move along to the pro picks. Just 2 of them this week. We're going to start off with the Dirty Birds, who are in first place, and they look good.
They do.
They're taking on the Cowboys.
But you never know with the Falcons.
I know.
They get you in there, and then they let you down. And the Cowboys have been playing not great football.
Yes.
So it all kind of equals for the Cowboys are going to show up and play a good game. They're too talented to not, but hopefully it's not this week. Go with the Falcons.
Well, I'm like you. That scares me, but I hope it's not this week that the Cowboys play well. Luke and I are both going to pick the Falcons. We're jumping on I'm jumping on and off the bandwagon. Luke's been on it all year. Our last pro pick is the Lions at Green Bay.
The Lions can't keep running clocking everybody in the NFL. It's going to stop at some point, but until they lose, I'm gonna keep picking them. They're playing too good of football right now.
All 3 of us are going to pick the Lions. Luke goes along with Detroit also. So, yeah, they're playing very, very good football. So I'm going to stay with them and ride that bandwagon. Folks, we thank you for listening to our picks. We hope your picks are better than ours. You've been listening to Locker Room Predictions, brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club.